Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm doing another interview. My guest today is a musician. They appeared on The Voice UK, they were on Team Ollie, and today they're going to come on and tell us a little bit more about themselves and their career. So today Eva Campbell will be joining me.
Hi, my name is Eva Campbell and I am a singer-songwriter from Dublin, Ireland. And thank you so much, Charlie, for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. So today we're going to talk about your music career, and my first question is, when did you first get into the music world?
Well, I'm only 19, so I haven't been in the world for too long, but my first introduction was when I was 10. I won my local talent competition, and part of the prize of that was performing at the Soundwaves festival, it was called, and you kind of got up on an open truck, and that was my first proper public performance. So I did that, and that's kind of where I began performing live. I supported another local musician in his gig, Ryan O'Shaughnessy. You may know him. He actually got to the semi-finals of Britain's Got Talent a couple of years ago. So I was literally 10, 11, I think, when I supported Ryan. And then I started doing open mics around my local area. And yeah, that's probably where it began for me.
Oh yeah, that's a super cool introduction to your career, and I also heard that you also took part in Junior Eurovision, so what was that like?
That was really, really good. So I applied for that when I was 13, I think, and I got to the semi-final heats in Ireland. So basically we had to write and record our own songs in Irish, as Gaeilge. So I wrote a song called Ima Eilechan. It went like Ima Eilechan, and it was brilliant. It was great fun. I didn't win and go on to represent Ireland in Junior Eurovision, but it was a brilliant kind of introduction to that side of the industry, and it was filmed. It was shown on TV here in Ireland, so that was a great experience.
Yeah, definitely, that's an amazing experience. And was it kind of cool singing the song in your own language?
Yeah, it was really, really cool. It was super fun, and it was just like, it was my first time actually working with other people as well, because we had to obviously write the song in Irish, and I'm not 100% fluent in Irish. So it was really exciting. It was a fun kind of introduction to that. It was a fun introduction to the music biz kind of, and it was it was great fun.
Yeah, definitely, it does sound like great fun. So one big moment in your career was The Voice UK, so what was it actually like auditioning to be on the auditions on TV?
It was insane. It was absolutely crazy. Like, it was an amazing experience. Every single part of it was brilliant. So obviously before you get onto TV, there's a lot of heats before. I think there's about 6 auditions before you actually get to the blind audition. But every single part of it was brilliant. I did my first audition up in Belfast, and there was 2 rounds there. And then I flew over to London, and obviously you're performing with a live band, so you have to do a sound check before. But it was amazing. Every single part of it, like, they were all so lovely, and it was amazing to kind of represent myself as an artist, but represent my country, because I was actually the only Irish singer that got onto The Voice that year, and it was brilliant. I haven't got a bad thing to say about it. If I would recommend anything to any singers, I would recommend The Voice, because I've tried a few other things and it was the best. It was amazing.
Oh, it sounds like The Voice was such a lovely experience, and yeah, it just sounds like even like before going on TV, it just sounded like a lovely atmosphere overall.
Yeah, it was really nice atmosphere. There wasn't a bad bone in any person on the whole crew of it. Like, it was a lovely atmosphere.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic, and that's really good to hear. So I heard that you write and create your own songs, so what is it like creating them?
It's so fun. It's just amazing to have kind of creative control over what you're making. Like, I love singing songs, but creating songs is my favorite thing to do, because I never kind of believed in my songwriting ability until I actually got serious about it and started to, like, the demos started to build up, and I love it. I feel like it's what I was born to do, is to create music, because it just comes so effortlessly, really, and it's just amazing to work with other musicians as well, and kind of network and learn from other people and bounce ideas off each other. I love it. It's amazing.
Yeah, definitely. It does sound amazing. And when you create your songs, do you kind of base it off like life things, or are they kind of something new that you've kind of created, or do you kind of use it after past experiences?
Yeah, well, so far, like, my songs aren't all about me and my life experience, but I do base them off true life experiences, like out of, like, they're inspired by true events, but they're not always directly to me. I had to explain to my boyfriend one time these kind of breakup songs and stuff. It's not about you. Don't take it personally. But I want to create something for everyone and for all different aspects of life. So yeah, it's not always exactly what I'm going through in this present time, but a lot of stuff is very personal that I write about.
Oh yeah, that's super cool, and it's great how you kind of do some about you, some are not about you. I think it's kind of a good balance to have. So do you have any advice to people who want to get into music?
Yes, I know it's cliche, but just be yourself. Don't, I've heard people say to me before, you're too nice. And then I've heard other people praise me for how I am as a person. So just be yourself, because, you're not going to please everyone, but just, like, if you're not true to yourself, you're not going to be able to keep up a facade for forever. So just do what you want to do. Stick to your guns. Don't let anyone tell you what to do. At the end of the day, if you want to create music, you should create it on your own terms.
Yeah, definitely. That's some great advice, and I 100% agree. Like, definitely be yourself. And I think, like, being yourself, you can just be, like, more natural on stage and that.
Yeah, exactly. I would not be able to be false, and it just wouldn't work. I'm a terrible liar, so I couldn't do it.
Yeah, well, I think it's great like that, you as yourself. I think that's definitely the best way to go. So what have you been up to during the pandemic in terms of your career?
Yeah, so the pandemic has been a weird one. There's been obviously no live performing, but there's been a lot of productive stuff happening behind the scenes. For me, it's actually been very, very productive in terms of my songwriting. I've been doing a lot of Zoom calls. I've been doing a lot of writing. I've invested in my own kind of recording equipment for home, so I can create music from the comfort of my bedroom, which is amazing. So I'm actually really enjoying this time, because you get to write with people from across the world, whereas if the pandemic wasn't a thing, it may not be possible, obviously with money and stuff, to fly across, because it's so expensive. So when you have Zoom, you can do sessions with people all around the world, and it's just there's obviously perks and there's negatives as well, because I can't perform, but I'm just creating a lot of music right now, and I can't wait to be able to perform and hopefully release some music when this is all over.
It really sounds like you're kind of finding the positives of the pandemic and kind of using it to your advantage, which is great. And I, like you were saying, like with Zoom, I think it's amazing like how you can talk to people from around the world. And I think like probably if the pandemic didn't happen, like Zoom, I didn't know about Zoom beforehand, so...
Me neither. It's amazing. We might not even be doing this interview right now if it wasn't because of it, It's amazing what it's enabled us to do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a good point. We may have never done this. And yeah, the pandemic has opened like so many doors to different things, which is super cool. So earlier on, we were talking about what was like auditioning to be on The Voice, but what was it actually like being on TV and being mentored by Ollie?
It was amazing. Ollie Murs, if people aren't aware of him on TV, just look at him, just open his socials or just look at a clip of him on TV. That's exactly what he's like all the time. He's just so real. He's just so authentically himself, and he's such a kind person. Like, when we got to the battles, obviously Team Ollie, there's 10 people on the team. And you know, before the knockouts, like we wanted to kind of have one last hurrah. Sorry, before the battles, we wanted to have one last hurrah before we were split up, like before we were halved. And we went out for a cheeky Nando's, and Ollie treated us to the meal. He's so genuine, and the whole experience was so great. I felt like Ollie really kind of got my musical influence, and like he picked the songs really well, and he wanted the best for every single person on his team. So he was just the most amazing coach, and it was great to work with him.
Oh, fantastic. That's lovely that you all kind of got to meet up outside of the show, and you also mentioned like he was a great mentor. So yeah, that sounds amazing, and it's great that it all went so well. So is there anybody you look up to in the music world?
Definitely. I probably model myself, like I take a lot of musical influence from Florence and the Machine, Aurora, Freya Ridings, Sia. I'm really loving, in terms of male singers, I'm loving Dermot Kennedy as well at the moment. There's a lot of influences and inspirations I have. Yeah, I think there's just so many incredible artists in the industry, and if I could pick one, I'd probably say Florence and the Machine would be my number one inspiration. And she's so authentically herself, and she's crazy, and I love her. I think her music is incredible, and I think she's a great person to perform. I've seen her live, and I think she's amazing.
Are incredible. It's great that you look up to these people, and they sound like they're really good inspirations to have. So where do you see yourself in 10 years' time?
In 10 years' time, I hopefully will be touring the world with my music. I'd love to have a lot of music released by then, and be working with lots of people, writing for myself, obviously. I just want to be performing. I just want to be doing what I love, and I really, really hope that will happen. And if it doesn't, then I hope to be in the music industry in some way, shape or form. I know music will always be a part of my life, so I'm going to stay hopeful that it will be.
I think those are some great dreams to have, and yeah, the music industry sounds like an amazing place to be, and I don't know, like you make it just sound like it's an incredible place to be. What has been the best moment in your career, if you could choose?
The best moment in my career so far has been getting the opportunity to write and produce my own music, and kind of seeing the list of songs grow, and just, you know, hearing my ideas come to life. I'd say, I know it's not a single moment, but it's the best opportunity I've gotten, and just being able to actually make that dream come true is amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think those are some kind of great things to say, and it's amazing that your dreams are kind of coming true. So I have one more question to kind of end the interview with, and I was just wondering, what are your plans for the rest of 2021 in terms of your career?
So my plans for 2021 are to release some music. I had planned for a release in the beginning of the year, but obviously COVID got worse. We won't talk about it, but yeah, my plans are to release some music and to actually be able to perform and promote it live, and be able to actually get on stage and hopefully sing a few festivals, maybe do a few gigs with my own music. So those are my plans.
Yeah, those are some great goals to have, and yeah, fingers crossed they happen. So we have came to the end of the interview now, and it's been fantastic finding out about yourself and your career. So thank you so much for taking the time to come and do this.
Thank you so much for having me. It was great chatting to you.
You're most welcome, and also thank you to everybody who watched this video. I hope you enjoyed the interview, and I'll see you next week for another one. Bye, guys!